Good morning, traders. How are we all doing today? We got another exciting live stream for you all. Welcome, welcome, hello. So excited to be here on time and ready to trade some stocks. It is June 21st at 7:29. Market opens exactly 1 minute. And we are going to be going over some trades. Some potential trade setups. It is Friday. Hello, good morning. Hello, major delays. Afternoon to you, sir, or morning for you all. Hello. Yes, it's very early in the morning. What time is it where you are, and where do you live? That would be cool to know for most of my live streamers out there. Or for most of my viewers, sorry, watching the live stream. Some, I believe, are in England, the UK, Australia, I've heard of. Northern England. Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Well, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining. We are looking at Mara today, again, like always. Now, we are going to look at a couple other companies, but Mara is selling off a little bit due to Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin does have some solid pressure here this morning. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. And actually, I need to share this real quick, guys. I'm sorry. Market is open now. Let's go over to Mara. Market is open. Now, I did buy 20 shares pre-market, literally just within a couple of minutes of this live stream here. Now, I wanted to get a little skin in the game in case it does go up, but it can drop as much as 19.15. He put Northern England, not near the Queen. That's funny. That is so cool. That is amazing. That's exactly where you are in the world. Very cool. So huge selling pressure. I may have bought a little bit too early. Good thing it was only 20 shares. I may have to average down, guys, and this may be a weird live stream this morning. Unfortunately, should have waited. Fear of missing out is real, though, guys. That is a real thing. Fear of missing out. I could also average down here once we find a point of bounce, when it starts to bounce. Johnny is live. Check out the live stream at everyone. Copy, paste. All right, we are going to be getting more members in here. Wow, we're already up to a pretty substantial amount. Welcome. I know you guys have all been anticipating this live stream, and thank you for being a part of our day. Live stream's going to go on for about an hour today, and then we're going to go start our weekend. We're going to go watch Inside Out 2 with the kids, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to do that. So yeah, most anticipated animation film or something, they said. #1, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to go have a little fun this weekend with them. All right, so links are spread around. How is everyone's morning? Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Let me know in the comments. Don't be shy. Introduce yourself, where you're from. We have some people joining from Northern England. We have some people from Australia. Some people from right here in the States. Where are you from? I would love to know. All right, and we are done. Okay, links are spread around. Now, let's talk a little bit about Mara. Now, I know Mara has been our main focus over this channel for quite some time. For the simple fact that I am understanding and finally able to identify certain patterns and able to trade this company, multiple times within the last couple of weeks, if not, more like a whole month, since back in May May 6th, May 15th, stuff like that. So we're going to be looking at this. Looks like it's going to bounce off of this 200-day moving average, or the green line. It's getting very close, and we can start potentially seeing a nice bounce back. So we're going to go ahead and buy 10 more shares at the bottom here. Bring our average down slightly. And as we shouldn't actually be buying when we average down, that is exactly what I'm doing here. Hopefully finding this bottom area. It's starting to curl over on the MACD. It is oversold or overextended in that selling pressure on the RSI, and it can continue to fall. Now, what is going on with Bitcoin? Oh, hello, Tina. PA. That's so cool. I myself am in the state line of New Mexico and Colorado. I'm literally right on the border of both of those states, right in between. So Bitcoin is pushing up. That it's great. This could potentially be a fake out, but we're not going to take any chances on this. We're going to buy a few more. I'm buying in increments of 10. Just so everyone is aware, I am buying in increments of 10. Now this is pushing up really nice from this bottom here. Do you see this bottom? How it didn't quite touch these two areas, but it touched here and here, even going down as low as 63,338. Now this is starting to push up. Why? Well, I brought up a news article. Be careful with your eyes here. Sorry if your eyes are being affected. Top stories: Bitcoin fell to its lowest in over a month during the European morning, slumping to 63,500. Now, at the time of writing, Bitcoin priced at around 63,900, fell 3.5% in 24 hours. So it had a nice pullback from yesterday's highs. Now, why? Because spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US recorded a 5th straight day of outflows on Thursday, taking their total losses for the week to 900 million, the highest outflow activity since late April. And we all know what happened in April. This thing just tanked. Okay, so data tracked by SoFi Value shows the 11 listed ETFs lost 140 million on Thursday, with 1.1 billion in trading volume. Grayscale's GPTC, which has been mostly seeing outflows since its conversion to an ETF in January, led with 53 million, followed by Fidelity's FBTC at 51 million, and BlackRock's IBIT, the biggest ETF by asset held, was the only product with net inflow, adding 1 million. The others saw zero net change. Now, why is this important? Because people are creating an ETF now, or organizations are now creating spot Bitcoin ETFs. Why is this important? Well, because it does affect the price of Bitcoin. Now, as you see, it is selling off a little bit. We could just see some sell pressure here, so it could go down even lower. We're going to be tracking this a little more as time goes on, but right now it's kind of going in between this area, as you can see. Now, yesterday it had a huge spike up from its sell-off pressure. This is what they were talking about. This is what they are talking about here, from 64,000 or even highs of 65,000. It's now going down to lows of 63,000. Now, this is still showing strong signs of direction. This can still continue to bounce up, and it could also pull back to the $63,000 area. I'm taking a huge risk by investing in this company, and by no means would I want you to copy my trades. This is a high-risk account using money that necessarily, if I lost, wouldn't be devastating to me financially. So I do want you guys to be aware of that. Now, with that said, major is Microsoft scalping up now. Just saying, sorry to interrupt. No worries. Let's take a look at Microsoft. MFST. Good call out here, sir. Good call out. Why is it not coming up? Oh no, my computer's delayed. Is it delayed? Oh, I didn't put S. MSFT. Wow, it is really slow for some reason today. Yeah, wow, that was actually really nice. From a 445 pre-market to where it is now is about 1%, bouncing off of that old resistance level, which now becomes a new support level. Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. That is just beautiful. This becomes a new support. Now, there is some heavy resistance right here around 450. I'd say 449, 450. There is some heavy resistance. It looks like it touched one time to that resistance, and there you go. There is a nice confirmation of direction. There was nice support levels and resistance levels, so key levels. This may continue to come down and then bounce back up. So good call out on this. Great job. Great job. Bitcoin going down slightly. Now, I did notice yesterday with Bitcoin, there was some interesting fluctuations. Now, we did trade Bitcoin yesterday, and I noticed that Bitcoin was going down, and Mara wasn't necessarily moving very much. And then when Bitcoin started going up, these 1, 2, 3, 4 candles right here, Mara actually didn't move at all. It moved like 3 little baby candles. So that's very interesting to see that there's a strong, some days there's a strong correlation between Mara and Bitcoin, and some days there's not. So very interesting. Let's look at the 1 hour on some of these oversold companies. It looks like Carvana is now on the overbought side. So we're going to be taking this off the list, seeing that there was a potential buy as of the 17th to where it peaked out 11% in 3 days. So that trade was a success if anybody did take that trade. DDOG looks like it's starting to trail down. Now, I did pull up from 610 to 613 about 3 days. It went up 10%, and now it's just kind of starting to sell off. We're going to take that away. DE was another one that went from 611 to June 20th, went up 5% in 9 days, so not too bad. I was thinking it could have went up more. Now this is starting to sell off into some oversold territory, potentially making some money if it bounces off this 200-day moving average of about maybe 3% from where it was. So we're actually going to leave that line up, and we're going to track it right there if it does bounce. JNUG, we called JNUG out on the Sunday night stock talk, as well as talked about it on, I think, Tuesday. So on Monday or Tuesday. So on 6/17 to where it is as of this morning pre-market, it went up 11% in 4 days. If you would have sold yesterday, it was up 11% in 3 days. So this was a great call out by us and our team to where you could have made some great money here, getting that 10% a week goal by simply holding one company. Now it's starting to sell off and go back down, which means what? JDST is now the company that is going to be going up. Now they are oversold, and they're looking to go up potentially 10 to 13% from previous areas of where they were. Now, if this happens, this could be a great opportunity to go from selling JNUG and switching over to JDST. So we're going to go ahead and put this on our oversold watch list. Even though it is on our ETFs watch list, we're going to go ahead and add this to this one here. And yeah, so this can be very interesting. JNUG, as you can see, is overextended, overbought, and now it's starting to pull back, which means JDST is now going up, already up from its lows this morning of about 3.5%. That is just amazing. Look at this. Very cool. Bitcoin still, oh, no, signs of going up now, so that's good, which means Mara should now start going up. We are in the positive now on Mara. We're going to get to that in just a second. Now, FFIE, I did trade FFIE recently, more recently over here on this green ticker, making about $44 on Friday, last Friday. So if you want to check out that live stream, you can, or the recap video of it as well. Now, FIFE, or FFIE, I'm just going to call it FIFE, I guess. It's not football, but that's FIFA. FFIE, though, is kind of finding that support level, right? So we can bring this down to here, although support could range anywhere from 35 cents to about 40 cents. But as you can see, it's starting to bounce off of that 40-cent mark, which can be a psychological, factor, psychological number for most traders. And if this thing does end up bouncing up, even to previous resistance levels, that's a 30% return. Now, be aware this is selling off, so it's still in that rejection period. It's starting to get into that the consolidation period, right? Starting to flatline. And if we can see any signs of confirmation, then we can easily see this go up from 30% to even possibly 81%. So be aware of that when trading this company. I'm gonna go ahead and set an alert at, I'd say right at 43. If I see confirmation that this goes above 43, then I may consider buying in and getting this to getting it to run up. Intel recently made some good areas of profit here on, what is this? Oh, let me just draw a new one. So from 617 to overnight, you could have made 4% profit. Looks like it even got as high as 31.82 pre-market today. Now it's pulling back and we're kind of mid-range, right? We're not quite overbought. We're not quite oversold. We're almost in the middle, bouncing off of this EMA. First time in a while, it's actually crossed over this area, right? Making about a 3.8% profit. But right now, guys, this is exactly what Intel does. As you can see here, it has lows of 30, highs of 31, and it's continuously doing this for quite some time. Now, I did have a strong rejection period. This is mostly consolidation, and now we're waiting for confirmation for this to go up even higher. But if you can catch a low at $30 to a high of $31, that's about a 3.5% profit continuously, right? Over and over and over, you can continue trading Intel. JD passed its support level here, so we're going to take out some of these support levels, drag this one down to 2790, because that's where it looks like it bottomed out and started to go up. Now there is some resistance here at that 2932 because old support levels create new resistance levels, and so JD is not looking great right now. It actually looks like it's starting to sell off even more, which can give us a good opportunity later, like even right now, to make about 4% profit to previous resistance levels and about 10% profit to not as recent, but higher resistance levels. So be aware of that. This could be a great little play today, seeing how it is oversold. Lucid is hitting that support level again. Now it has gone past it slightly, and as you can see on the 45-day exponential moving average, it is still quite bearish, selling off still. Now there was one day where it went up 3% in a single day. Doesn't mean it has to happen again, but if it can get to a support of 250, show signs of an upward trend or confirmation, then you could see about a 3% profit on Lucid. Mara selling off, down about $12 on Mara. Not sure if I could just cut my losses or wait for this bounce here, buy more, and then ride it up. That's probably what I'm gonna do. That's kind of what I'm known for. Now, again, like I said, this was a risky trade, so be very cautious with this. Still selling off on the MACD, so we should have waited for a little bit more clear sign of direction. We are gonna be putting our support level down. It looks like there's a few support levels that this could potentially touch here on Mara. But let me talk a little bit about Mara real quick for anyone that's new to this live stream. And if I'm talking a little bit too fast, you can always go to the little gear icon at the top and you can slow it down. So on the 4-hour chart, this is looking pretty good, right? It's had really strong patterns recently, and then now recently broke those patterns. Now this does correlate with Bitcoin quite a bit because this is a one of the largest Bitcoin or digital holding companies out there. It also has a hash rate of around 30. Now it had a hash rate of 25 at the beginning of the year with a goal to get to 50 hash rate by the end of the year, nearly doubling their potential to mine Bitcoin and other coins. Now, it's mid-year, so we're thinking it's right around 30 to 32 hash rate. They have a large holding, and this is showing signs of support at around $18 and $19. Now, we have been trading this company in this area for quite some time, you know, buying at around that $19 mark and riding it up to even $20 can result in about a 5% return. If you wait and hold up to $21, that's about 11% return. Now it's selling off. It can go as low as $17. It could even go lower, guys. This thing can go all the way down to $14. So if I start seeing signs that it's just not recovering at all, then I will have to cut my losses at a good point. Okay, so getting into those support ranges, getting into those areas where I want to buy and add more, and potentially get into those areas where we want to sell it. Now, what is happening today on the 1 minute? It is now showing signs of a little bit of support. It's at 1934. I love to add more to my position if it's starting to show signs of upward momentum. As you can see here, it might be. So I'm going to go ahead and add 10 more shares just to play it safe. Now we are in 50 shares at an average price of 1978. It would have been smart to just sell these position or sell these when it started showing this sell-off pressure and then enter again when it started to go up. Now at 1978, I am actually pretty comfortable with this share price. Yesterday we traded at about the $20 to $21 level, and the day before I even had lows of 1870. I got into an 1870 range, which resulted in from 1850 to 2040 a 10% return that day. The day after that, it was a 7% return, about 6%. And if you could have got lows yesterday to highs, that was a 6% return. So every day, this has extreme volatility and potential to make some good money. Now, if only I would have bought down here and just held, we would have made some good money, and then we would not have had to really worry about trading it today. We are down about $15, $16, $16, $17 with a market value of about $973. I'm pretty comfortable with that, right? Right around $1,000, you know, may go a little bit more, may go a little less, but that's about the average that we want to be in. And so that is my thoughts on Mara. Now, if it does baseline here, we can see it potentially go back up even to previous highs. From 1978 to where it is, I am down about 2%. Now, 2% isn't bad. That's probably where I'd put my stop loss at that 1938. So if it gets down to 1938 again, I may consider just stopping out or consider buying more. Now, how do you do that, and how do you know when to do that? I did make a video yesterday on the day traders checklist. Check it out. It's about 16 minutes long, but I go over the 3 focuses that I have before entering a trade. I also show you 3 areas of interest when I'm in the action or actually in the trade, during the trade. And then I go over when you should lock in profits or stop out and cut your losses, all in my final thoughts section of that video. Really great video, very informational. I don't just show any charts or anything like this. I kind of just talk to you one-on-one as if we're in the room together, and I'm just explaining my thought process when buying, selling positions. Oxy is, whoa, Oxy did it, guys. Congratulations to everyone who made money in our Learn to Earn team, our Learn to Earn group. We called this out at 59.37. We saw strong signs of what first? Rejection, and then consolidation right here. And it tried bouncing up, got rejected at 61, came back down to 59. And look at that, guys. Solid plan. Okay, on the 17th, you would have bought in at not even its low, at 59.87, mid-range, and sold yesterday. In a 3-day period, you could have made 5% in 3 days. That is half of what I plan on making every week. My goal is 10% a week, and you would have made half of that in 3 days on a single trade on Occidental Petroleum, or OXY. Now it is starting to show signs of a little bit of a pullback now that it's hitting that resistance levels, because we identified what? Confirmation that it was going up. We identified key levels of support and resistance, and hopefully if you guys traded this, you guys locked in profits. Now it's not too late to lock in profits, and this thing could actually go up even more. This could just be the start of an amazing 14% to 20% return. So this could just be the beginning. Oxygen, or OCGN. Now we have been watching this go down for quite some time now, from highs of $2 now, almost 36 days in the making. We are starting to see this finally, some green. Now if it does go down to this $1 mark, you can guarantee I will be buying some shares, because this has a potential profit margin from lows of $1.11 to highs of $2.06 of 84% profit. That is correct, guys. 84% profit. Now, I do know an ad came on just now. I do apologize. I may start limiting the ads or just getting rid of them altogether during the live streams. Ads are fine if you're watching videos, but not necessarily during a live stream because you could miss some of the action. Now, if it gets to lows of 111 and highs of 206, that's a 84% profit, guys. Okay, now it is starting to show signs of changing direction. So it doesn't necessarily have to go all the way down to 111. And if it starts to bounce here at 130, then you can easily see about a 57% profit. Now, it doesn't mean it has to happen, but potentially it could happen. It's up 1.5% on the day. As you can see, it's starting to go along with that 200-day moving average very nicely on the 1 minute. 5 minute, it still has a little work to do to get past that 500-day moving average, or I'm sorry, 200-day moving average. As you can see here, it went from green to red. So very good, very good. SCHD, again, going right along with our trade plan here. When we called it out from hitting support levels twice, a double bottom, it did bounce on 617 to where it is now 4 days later at about 2.5%. So that is a great oversold call out and signs of rejection, consolidation, and confirmation, the 3 stages of reversal. If you don't know what that is, check out some of my other videos, or you can hit the first link below and get access for free to our investingforbeginnerscommunity.com website. Yes, we are official. And if you go to the trading tools, we have a ton of trading tools for new beginners or investors, even expert investors that just want to brush up on some of your skills. Check that out. We show the stages of reversal, how to add to your position, as well as risk-reward ratios, real-life charts, and real-time economic calendar, which is always up to date and the most current. Second link below, also hit up that after you're done here, and that'll bring up our Discord link so you can get access to all of my past morning live day trading sessions. You could watch every single day I went live all the way back to January of this year. See some good days, see some bad days, and I share my thought process with you as we go through those days. It's all free, 100% free, so definitely check it out and sign up to that Discord server. We also share profits, losses, and we share trading ideas and strategies to help you become a better trader. Now, SoFi has sold off from that resistance level. As you can see, we did draw key levels here the other day and did not go along with our trading plan. And that's all right. Out of 15 trading potentials or 15 setups, one did not make it. Now, it doesn't mean it still can't play out. Being oversold at $6.20, if it does end up bouncing up to previous resistance levels, you can see about an 8% profit or even a 17% profit getting up to those higher resistance levels. So with that said, this is still in the oversold watch list. It's still oversold. We're waiting for a bounce. And when it happens, we can potentially make some good money on SoFi. Target, TGT, okay, TGT did find areas of support at that $140 level, going down just slightly to that $139 level. It is now starting to trace up. It's already up 4% in about a week and can potentially go up to 12%. So we are going to be watching this because it still is in that oversold range, creating a support level from resistance levels. And yeah, that's our oversold watch list for the week. It is Friday, so some of these companies played out very well, and some of them are still playing out as we speak. And then you have some like SoFi has not yet found that bottom or reversal area. Now, back tomorrow, back to the action here. What are we doing? It's seeing consolidation at that 1934 mark, which means we are going to probably start watching paint dry. I do have about a $15 loss right now, which isn't very much. I'd say that's like less than 2% to 948. That is a 1.5% loss right now on my trade. Not bad, not bad. I've suffered worse. And if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to ask. If you guys have any companies you want me to call out, definitely do so. And I don't mind sharing my thoughts and opinions with that. We are 30 minutes into the market here, and Bitcoin looks like it did find another bottom at $63 and $63,354 and has now shown a small bounce up of about 0.3%. Now this thing can just keep going down. There's no reason why this thing would have to stop getting rejected. This is in a very strong rejection period. As you can see here, from highs of 71 to lows, you can see that there is rejection, right? Now, what does that mean for us? Well, it can continue to sell off. And that's okay if it does, because then we can just get into a lower price point. Let me see right here to here. Yeah, not the perfect trend line, but as you can see, it is going down. And it's just the tip of the iceberg, guys, right? It can go down even more. It can go down to lows of 57,000 if it wanted to. Now, I wouldn't be concerned until it started getting past maybe 50,000. If it got to $50,000, then it not only creates a lot of selling pressure for people who are uncertain about what Bitcoin is, and they, don't want to hold it necessarily, but it can also create opportunity for us to make some really good money. And if that happens, then we can buy here and potentially sell up here, creating a huge, huge return. So a lot of selling pressure here. As you can see, it can continue to sell off, and I do understand that that is a risk. Now, it has popped up slightly on the 1 minute, as you can see here, and starting to sell off now again, creating a result of Mara going up slightly. As I said, it's not really as aggressive as it was a few days ago when it did pull up. I mean, Bitcoin would move a half a point and Mara would shoot up 5 or 6%. Whereas right now, it's not really doing that. It could also be delayed, which means this run could be a delayed factor, which means this can continue to run up now. See, it didn't go up very much. 1955. So it did go down to 1934, which is exactly where I was going to put my stop loss at. And we want to see some upward momentum, right? That's what we really want to see. Hey, Major, no worries, no worries. Thank you for calling Microsoft out, and it gave me an opportunity to go down the full list of oversold companies. We did start with like 17 oversold companies, and I think we got down to 13 that are still potentially oversold. Actually, I think there's a couple I need to take out. Like Oxy is not oversold, not anymore. So we're going to take that off the oversold. Oxygen we're waiting on. SCHD is no longer oversold either. So we're going to take this out, and we're going to reduce our actual oversold list, because some of these played out very, very nicely. Intel is not, it is oversold on a larger scale. As you can see here, a huge rejection with consolidation, and now we're trying to get into a confirmation period to make some really good money. So I am going to leave that one on there. FIFE is oversold still. JNUG is not necessarily oversold, but it is coming back down to potential oversold levels. JDST is up 4% today. 4% today. So by identifying that JNUG was overbought, okay, it was extended and it went to previous resistance levels, we can see that there was going to sell off. And because it sold off, JDST is the inverse of JNUG. You can see that this has gone up. It has gone up actually 4.5%. Which is just incredible. Hitting this moving average now, which means JNUG, it may be setting up for a potential reversal with JNUG, okay? So be very cautious. This does trade gold, so JNUG is the bull of gold right here, and JDST is the bear of gold. So when gold does bad, JDST goes up. And when gold does good, JNUG goes up. So I want you guys to be aware of that. Now, DE is not in our oversold category again. It is selling off, so I may just leave it. As you can see here, it did bounce off of that line very nicely, creating about a 1% return so far, as high as 2%, but can still see about a 3% return on this trade. And then, of course, Bitcoin selling off again. you know, it can continue to sell off, guys. It hasn't been great news. There's a lot of outflow going on with Bitcoin, and this is an extremely risky trade. I want you guys to be aware of that. Extremely risky. If it can stay right around this $19 area, 1940, 1950 mark, then we're going to be okay. As you can see here, though, the blue EMA 45-day moving average is showing signs of selling pressure. It's still in a downward trend, and it has been doing so since the market opened, wanting to find areas to break out, and it just couldn't. It just couldn't. So it is now selling off very, very nicely. So we could see areas, it is $1,000 down right now, Bitcoin, on a, I think, 24-hour marker. I believe that's how it goes, every 24 hours. So let's see, 24 hours would be like up here somewhere. 1.65, maybe even higher than that. The 24 hours could be up here then. No, a little less. Let's try like about right here. 1.53. So very close to 1 day to a 1 day here. Probably like right here. Yeah, I'd say that's the closest I can get it. So that's a 24-hour period right here. 621. Or is that 1 hour? No, that's maybe it's less than 24 hours. Maybe 12 hours, something like that. 5 minute. There we go, 1 day. 1 day right here. So that's what it's showing. Okay, starting to show signs of upward momentum again. And this can just do this all day. It did this yesterday to where it just literally just went up and down, and we were like trying to watch paint dry basically. Now guys, if you have any questions, feel free and ask. Now would be the time to ask during this live stream. We've been live for about 35 minutes now. Yep. And you know, ask me questions if you have anything to ask, you know, whether it pertains to stocks, crypto, you know, any of my other positions, or, you know, I only have one position right now. Any of the other stocks we're watching. Google is up 1% today. You know, why don't I trade mainstream stocks? Why don't I trade hype stocks? What do I look for when I trade? McDonald's up 2.5%. Very nice. Oxygen not really doing much yet. TQQ is down slightly. This thing is way overbought. Look what the resistance levels were about 2 weeks ago. Now they're way up here, which this creates a new support level. Oh, that's resistant. This creates a new support level, so that's nice. But man, it is way up there, which means SQQ is slightly going up from those support levels of 795, about 5%. Not bad. Not bad. Reddit now in an oversold area. So on Sunday night, the Sunday night stock talk, we will be getting a whole new list of oversold companies because we will be adding potential oversold companies to our watch list. So definitely check out the Sunday night stock talk to get access to our next week's potential trade setups. Hood, look at Hood. Hood has a huge area of rejection here. Roku, Sound, Tesla, DJT, Donald Trump stock. Oh man, Donald Trump stock could potentially go back down to $22. Now, this really has no value at all except for kind of trailing what Trump does. So be very aware of that. DJT does not really have any actual value. Waste management. Whoa, waste management. Holy smokies. Look at this, guys. Waste management at a low of 198 hit that support level and is now up 4.5% in a week. And it looks like it's starting to find those key areas of resistance. But man, that is amazing, right? So resistance levels are now confirmed about down here. So we are going to create a new one. And yeah, it's showing heavy signs of resistance right in this area from previous areas of support and resistance. So very nice, very nice. Wow, waste management. Very interesting. Also ETFs. Now these are some inverse ETFs. Of course, we talked about JNUG and JDST, their correlation and how one goes up, one goes down. The same thing for TQQQ. Now TQQQ is the 3 times or triple leveraged ETF of QQQ, Invesco. So when it does very well, TQQ goes up, and when QQQ does poorly, SQQQ goes up. Now there is a lot of Q's in there, but basically all you need to know is this is the bull 3 times leveraged, and this is the bear 3 times or triple leveraged, and it tracks the NASDAQ 100. So the QQQ tracks the NASDAQ 100 1 for 1. The Q's are 3 times leveraged. Okay, so I want you guys to be aware of that. And we were trading that for a long time. There are live streams from, I believe, February and March. I think a little bit in April as well, where I was trading this pretty much every day, like I am with Mara right now. But Mara seems to be our main focus right now for the simple fact that I'm identifying patterns, key areas of support and resistance levels, and then I'm able to execute and lock in profits. We had a $300 a week 2 weeks ago. We had a $250 a week last week, and this week we're just under $150. So very cool in regards to profits. What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Did my live stream end? What the heck happened? It says I'm still live. Poor video. Or red. What the heck? What the heck happened? The weather here is really bad. "23 minutes. Oh man, what a poor video quality today on a Friday. I do apologize, guys. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, I am still live. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, like it just stopped working all of a sudden. Let me go, we have very bad internet quality when it's like raining out and it's really cloudy outside. Very poor quality, so I do apologize about that today. I will be switching to Starlink very soon from CenturyLink. CenturyLink says it has a 30 megabytes per second, but the upload on it is less than like 3 megabytes per second, which is horrible. Starlink is 100, I think, 150 download speed, and I think 30 upload speed. So that is just fantastic. We're going to be getting that very soon, guys, very soon. All right, so it had that little rejectionary period showing signs of consolidation, and now it's wanting to show signs of confirmation. If we can get past this 45-day moving average, then we can see some potential bulls come out and some buying pressure to move this up. See, it just hit that EMA, and now it's starting to go back down. Where's Bitcoin at? Now, Bitcoin did come back up from $1,000 down to now up significantly, reducing its $1,100 loss to only about $700 loss. So it is going up. Bitcoin is going up. So now would have been a good time to buy at that 1940 area. Remember though, thank you. Got some coffee, guys. beautiful wife brought me some awesome coffee. You are shrimply amazing. Yes, okay. You guys are all shrimply amazing. Gotta have some coffee in the morning. So, Major says I'm back but lost you. Yeah, that happened too on one of my phones that I just make sure that the audio and everything is working really good. It just completely just stopped playing. I'm like, oh, okay. So thanks for bearing with me on this live stream today. I'm hoping the weather will be a little bit better by next week. Now, here we go. Selling pressure again. It looks like Bitcoin did bottom out, or top out, sorry. And see, that's what's going on. This is just taking a long time to load. Winklevoss twins. Do you remember the Winklevoss twins from Facebook or the movie The Social Network? They donate $2 million in Bitcoin to support Trump. That is very interesting. Now, they are the founders of a cryptocurrency company called Gemini, and said on Thursday they had each donated $1 million in Bitcoin to support Donald Trump, the latest crypto executives to get behind the Republican presidential candidate. Now, I'm pretty sure Trump was found guilty. I believe I saw a meme or something of that such. I'm not sure if it's 100% true, so don't hold that word against me. But Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, whose crypto firm in February entered settlement agreements with the U.S. and New York State financial regulators after accusations of wrongdoings, announced donation in a post on social media site X. They did specify where the donation was sent, specifically to Trump, which is just very interesting. There's a whole article here. If you want to check it out, you can pause the video and finish reading it. But I don't want to bore you guys on that. Now, Bitcoin, again, it's going up, guys, so this is very nice. It did find that bottom at 63,000. Now, there is some heavy resistance here on Bitcoin right in this area, so be aware of that. This could just go right back down where it came from, right? Because it is a pattern. And when you can identify patterns, you could be a more successful trader and lock in profits more consistently. Look at this sell pressure here. I'm thinking now, should I get out? You know, I don't have a huge loss. I did recover some of my losses here at what, 1765. I'd only be at a 0.6 loss or a 0.5% point. But you know, I believe in the system. I believe in the patterns. And as long as Bitcoin, oh man, Bitcoin is going up. As long as Bitcoin continues to rise like this, then Mara will hold steady and also go up as well. So we may start seeing a nice bull run here. Now, this could go on for the next couple of minutes. It can go on for the next couple of hours. It can go on for the next couple of days, okay? And until it sees signs of breaking this is where a lot of mainstream investors will invest. When this goes all the way up here, which is about 3%, and then crosses over this trend line of going down, then they'll invest and they'll make some significant profit as long as it continues to rise. My strategy is buy it when it's low. You know, obviously wait for confirmation, but buy when it's consolidating at a support level and then take advantage. If I would have waited for this EMA line, then I could have potentially lost out on 1%. And 1% isn't bad for confirmation. If you want to wait for it to get past the 45-day moving average, that's perfectly fine. It's a little bit safer. It's showing that it is bullish, and it has a potential to go up, you know, even 2% to that 200-day moving average and beyond. So selling pressure again, as you can see. Let's see what crypto's doing. Yep, there you go. So it found a new resistance right up here. It shot through this previous resistance. So let's see if it holds. Does it hold where this is and this becomes now a new support level? Because remember, old resistance levels become new support levels and vice versa. So do be aware of that. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's watch Bitcoin for a couple of minutes. What does it do? What does it do? What is my MA set on this? My MA, oh my gosh, my MA is set to 5. So let's change that to 200. Let's add another indicator, which is, where's my indicators? Right here. We're going to add we got the MA. We're going to add the EMA. I'm not sure why I don't have it on here. That's interesting. EMA 45-day, and the color is going to be green because that's what it is on our stocks, right? Green and purple. Mara. Or I'm sorry, it's blue. Blue and green. Blue and green. So we're going to go ahead and switch that real quick. So that way we don't confuse all of you out there or just necessarily confuse myself. We're going blue. And this is green. No, I did that backwards. MA is green. Sorry, guys. Sorry. EMA, 45-day moving average, is blue. Not necessarily a dark blue either. And we'll just do that one. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so there we go. That looks better. I was like, why is this tracking so closely? And also, why is it red? So we did fix that. We could also add our RSI and our MACD on here. Why not? I like these indicators very much so. And so we are going to use them. There we go. All right, so now that looks like a normal chart. There we go. It tested a slight pullback. It's going up. Now this is going to retest a old resistance level here. Old resistance level. Let's see what happens. Does it break through or does it bounce off of it like a ceiling and come back down? I'm very excited to see what happened today in this Friday morning live stream day trading session. Whew. Thank you guys. Thanks, Kenneth, for letting me know we're still live. I almost just said forget it. And Major, thank you for coming back. And thank you all of you for being patient today on this live stream. I woke up this morning at about 6:45, and usually it's bright. Like, it's super bright through my window. And I'm like, okay, cool, it's morning. Today it was dark. It was gloomy. I was like, what is it, like 5 a.m.? No, it's 6:45. It's time to get up. So, yeah, the weather is nuts. Okay, it tested that resistance level. It didn't break past that resistance level, so we can potentially see it come down to this support and maybe start seeing some confirmation of it going in an upward direction. Now, this is the a significant move for Bitcoin, okay? It was down as low as $1,100 earlier, and now it's only down about $500, resulting in about a 50% increase from its low. Okay, so here we go. It's going to test resistance levels again. Let's see what happens here. The bid and the ask price are significantly different. Look at that. The bid is 63.3. The ask is 64.6. That is a $1,300 difference. So if you invested in Bitcoin right now at 63.9, you would have to ask for 64.6 to get paid out. I'm sorry. Vice versa. You'd get in at 64.6 and you'd sell at 63.3 at a loss. So as soon as you buy Bitcoin, you'd be at a negative until it went up. I mean, that's just crazy to me. 63.35 from where it is now, that's literally all of it. And trading at 64,000, kind of right in the middle of that spread. Good show nonetheless. We are enjoying about the second true day of summer here. Oh, that's cool. The second true day of summer. That is really cool. Our kiddos have been out of school for, geez, almost a month now. They got out at the end of May. Kind of mid-May, third week in May. So yeah, they're about a month into their vacation. Before you know it, they'll be back at school. I think school starts here in the States around the beginning or middle of August. So yeah, about a month left. Is it hot over there in northern England? Are you guys having hot days? Is it, you know, what's a typical average day over there? Where I live, borderlining New Mexico and Colorado, it gets about, you know, between 75 and like 85 degrees. Some days it can top out at about 90. But I also lived in Arizona, and Arizona, you would get 100-degree days, 110, 120-degree days. So it would be significantly hotter. All right, it did break through this resistance line, which is just incredible. This is now going to become a support line, obviously. I don't think it's going to last very long. This may come down, but we are now in an upward momentum trend. What is Mara doing? Not much. This is exactly what I mean about the correlation between both of them. Some days it correlates with both very well, and some days it just doesn't seem like it's moving at all. This is a huge move, and Mara has moved very little. From lows of 1934 to where it's sitting at now at 1960, that's about a 1.5% profit. It did get up to 1973 for about a 2% profit. And it's just testing that blue moving average at 45-day EMA. We break, let's see, Major says, I mean, the weather has been unseasonal. We break up July 15th. 22 degrees is hot today. It was like 9 to 14 degrees last week, some days in rain. Wow. Wow, very cool. I wish I knew my Fahrenheit and Celsius a little bit better. Because I'm talking to you about Fahrenheit and you're talking to me about Celsius, and I'm wondering if they're somewhat the same. Somewhat the same. I think I'm gonna start talking in Celsius. Why does America do that? Why did they do that? Right? The metric system, degrees in Celsius. I mean, they just messing with it all. They just like to be different. That's America, I guess. They like to be different from the rest of the world. And I don't know why. Why? JDST still pushing up. JNUG selling off. Okay, so it did find its resistance at 64.097. Any previous areas of interest? Not necessarily. So that is interesting that it would hit right there at 64.090. 64.097. It's kind of interesting. And of course, I mean, again, it doesn't have to play out perfectly every time. You know, I'm literally just drawing lines here, nothing fancy. Mara selling off. So we are going to see probably a lot of this today, guys. I mean, with all that outflow, people are getting a little bit nervous. They're getting a little discouraged. They're uncertain of the Bitcoin market, which means that maybe a lot of them are pulling their money out until they start seeing, you know, signs of confirmation, which is perfectly fine. That's exactly what I would do. Again, waiting for that confirmation, buying here and selling up here would have been a great opportunity for any people holding Bitcoin. I know there are a few people in our live stream that do trade Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. So let's see if that moved at all. Bitcoin Cash. BCH. Wow, look at this. BlackRock Multi-Sector Income BIT ETF. So, and Bitfarms, 2x Bit Strategy. Oh man, there's so much going on now with Bitcoin and stocks. Same thing, a lot of selling pressure. Didn't move very much. Didn't move at all, actually. With that rally just now, it didn't move at all. Which is crazy to me, because we have some people who trade this. Still at that 45-day moving average. But no significant progress for going up. Jeez Louise, it's been an hour and like I just have been not talking nonstop. Now my mouth don't want to work. 10:27. We may end the live stream here, guys. It was a great day. I appreciate your time. I always have fun trading with you guys and talking with you and sharing my thoughts. And I love answering your questions and getting to know you guys a little bit better. Obviously, I can't see you guys. You can only see me. But I do appreciate all the comments and all your support. This is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning of my trading journey, as well as the beginning of maybe your trading journey. And together, I believe we can grow this community to geez, a million traders if we wanted to. We just hit 100,000 combined with all the platforms, which is just an amazing milestone. We have 70,000 members in our private Facebook group. We have, what, 5,300 now subscribers on the YouTube channel. And yeah, we're well on our way, guys. We're making profits, and we're educating everyone. We're educating the world on how to be better investors. And by no means am I an expert. Obviously, I would have already made thousands of dollars this morning. I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy who likes to trade and share his thoughts while doing it. So yeah, that's where I'm going to end the live stream. Now, if you want to see more, like what am I doing after the live stream ends? When I buy, when I sell, what am I doing? Am I cutting my losses? Am I locking in profits? Check out the second link below. That's a Discord. That'll give you access to our Discord server where I share all that. Trade ideas, entries, exits, profits. I give announcements on what I'm doing throughout the day. Am I adding more? I also give you updates on the position I'm in. So if Mara's showing sell-off, I'll let you know. If it's, starting to rise, I will also let you know in those key moments. So I do trade all day long, right? I trade about an hour at my desk, but then I set my alerts, and with those alerts, I can better understand when to enter and exit trades, as well as being able to keep you guys up to date on exactly what I'm doing and exactly what the market is doing. So thank you guys. I appreciate your time. It looks like we may start seeing some upward momentum here, which would just be great. On the 1 minute, it is kind of finding that new level of support and resistance from where it was previously, which is good. And don't forget, guys, check out some of my educational videos, not just my live streams, my actual educational videos. I have over 600 videos now, all on trading stocks. I even have videos on investing long-term, such as dividend capturing, monthly paying stocks, and other ways to make money other than just day trading, okay? That's where I started this journey, was investing long-term, making 8 to 10% a year. Then I was able to make about 20% a year, and now I'm able to make 10 to 20% a week, if not a month. So very different change or shift in where the YouTube channel is going. But hey, that's what's so great about it. It's my YouTube. I can change it however I want, and it can grow as I grow as a trader, investor, and entrepreneur. So thanks for your time, guys. I appreciate all your support. I'll catch you guys in the Sunday night stock talk at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m. is when we're going to be going live for that stock talk, and we will see you all there. Thank you, and have a great weekend. Let's end the year on a green note.